Hi folks, it's Jason Wampler with another episode of the Rocket Minute. I want to share a couple of projects with you. This is something I just finished. I've converted this 750 watt power inverter. It converts DC electricity from a car battery into AC electricity. Let me put the flash on so you can really see it. There you go. There's a microprocessor. There's the leads that go to the battery. There are the fuses. There's the through box. MOSFETs on the right there, that yellow strip. That's a power coil right there in the middle with the yellow tape around it. It closes neatly in this $7 box I got from Harbor Freight. It has a handle on it. And on this side are the outlets. And I'm doing the screwy Louie camera work again. But I'm kind of doing this video in a hurry. These are the two outlets. They're 125 outlets rated at 15 amps. The 750 watt inverter, I don't know the name of the manufacturer. It is the single best 750 watt inverter that I've ever had. Very, very well built. This is the on-off switch for it. On and off. That switch costs roughly 93 cents at, let's see, is it Leviton? Or is it? No, it's Eaton. I got this at Lowe's Hardware. You can see the wiring behind it. I did all the wiring myself. This outlet is also an Eaton. I also got it at Lowe's. You can see the wiring back there. Let's go back inside and we're going to kind of trace things back to show you. The reason I'm showing this is when you're in the field, you can bring a portable generator with you, but if your generator runs out of gas, you can run one of these guys that I make and I sell on OfferUp for about roughly $150. And they're brand new. They're just custom made. I just got the old 750 watt inverter. And I take the guts out and I kind of relocate everything into this little $7 utility box. It's called an ammo box. From Harbor Freight. Harbor Freights are all over the place. But there are the leads coming in from the battery right there. There are the leads that bypass the fuse holders. And there are the fuses right there. And like I said, all the wiring leading to the switch on the bottom, those green wires, that's all I had at the time. That's okay. It's just an interrupter switch. And this is the black, is the live wire, the neutral, and the ground. That's a computer ground, where it's a yellow wire with a green stripe instead of a solid green wire. Live, neutral, and ground. You always find that in alternating current applications. So, and there's that side again. There's the whole thing. Aesthetically, it kind of looks okay. These dum-dums, they put stickers on them and they use glue that won't allow you to remove the sticker. I don't know if you can see that residue. There, you kind of can in that light. So I'm going to go to either a gas station, get a gallon of gas, buy some spray solvent. But I got to tell you, I'm really, really bummed. So I've got to take some carburetor cleaner and get that off the side of it. So because it kind of detracts from the looks. This guy is going on sale on OfferUp for about, I know I said I sell for $150. I'm listing this on my OfferUp site tonight for $50, cash and carry. But I'm pretty firm on the price because I initially spent $40 on the inverter itself. And so far, I've put probably about 15 hours into converting it into this utilitarian box. And then I spent some more money on the gang boxes and the outlets. And of course, there's wiring and zip ties and double-sided tape and cyanoacrylate glue involved. And I retrofit the battery clamps. And whoops, there you go, kind of stuck because I got some glue on it. I'm going to take this out and test it right now. I would shoot a video to do that, but we're going to pass on that. This is an interesting project right here. And it's the skeleton of a 5-channel launch controller. I want to give it some aesthetic appeal. This guy also comes from Harbor Freight. Now this is a larger utility amp / ammo, kind of a utility box. Not really an ammo box. It It came obviously the black portion is that. The blue gang boxes are not what come with it. This right here is the top. It's an easy removal top. And there's, of course, the tie down for it. This top has, it turns out, a secret compartment on it, which I'm really jazzed about. So I kind of put some stuff up there if I feel like it. I probably will. Has a warning label on the other side. Obviously, warns you against using it in conjunction with having a 3-course dinner with giraffes in a pool filled up with unplugged dishwashing machines, toasters, and radios. Totally unnecessary. Warning labels are for people who really shouldn't be using what the warning label is on to begin with. So we're going to have, let me show you the plugs I'm going to use because they're not attached. That's the motor system I showed you yesterday. Some point in time, I'm going to start showing you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I've got to get a studio set up, and that's going to be a challenge. On the front, you can see this. This is an on-off switch. That's going to be mounted right there. The off position is always facing that. This is going to be for, excuse me, that's upside down. I'm sorry. This is going to be for battery power in. I'm going to create cables for that. And so you've seen that. Now let's take those out. Then, of course, this is the box row. I kind of jury-rigged some stuff up to get the box row kind of some angle to it. But it's going to have, sorry, I'm shaking all over the place. It's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channels. So this is going to be a 5-channel launcher. So in other words, with this switch on, power in on this side, and this switch on, it'll give power to all of these 5 switches. But in the off position, they will not close the circuit and conduct the electricity to the outlets. The 1, 2, 3 outlets on the back. Now, with 3 outlets, I have 1 extra outlet. So, in fact, one of these 5 switches to one on this end is going to basically energize both outlets on this end outlet here. So it'll be a special feature where the 5th channel can launch 2 rockets at the same time. I'm going to go through a great deal of trouble setting this up cosmetically. I'm going to be listing it on OfferUp this evening as well. I don't do eBay anymore. eBay, it's run by people who are just absolutely, for lack of a better word, sexually aroused by other people's money. I just would make every excuse in the world to just hold on to your money as long as possible. They have so many hoops to jump through, and you have to wait so long. I've been doing business with eBay for many, many years, and I finally gave up. They just have too many rules. So I'm sticking with OfferUp. I have broken the rules a couple of times, but OfferUp is a lot simpler, more straightforward, and streamlined. I work through Cash App. I've got to finish loading up my latest Cash App card. I also work through Lily Bank. And I am thinking about signing back up with PayPal. PayPal's not that bad. However, they're still heavily influenced by who they're working with, which was eBay. Originally, if you got an eBay account, you had to get a PayPal account. And at first, they didn't have as many fees. It wasn't expensive. It wasn't complicated. I had a fairly streamlined process, but the last couple of times I've tried to use eBay, they insisted that I pay for the shipping plus the packaging and ship the product off to the buyer and then wait to get paid for shipping and the product afterwards. Well, the problem is not that I already had the product and I was just giving the product to the person before they paid for it, which is not really how retail works. But the problem is I had to dole out the money for the shipping. So I had no capital to work with. I went round and round with a phone service technician with eBay. I tried using eBay a couple more times. They screwed around with me a couple more times, held on to my money. I went through a situation where I had to refund about $950 from the guy that originally paid $1,000 for a car that I sold on eBay Motors. And he took a loss, and I took a loss, and I got a complaint. And it was just a very, very negative experience. I don't really recommend eBay anymore. They're just too expensive. They're too complicated. They're too time-consuming. They're too inconvenient. And they just take too much of your money. I'm going to go sideways here so you get a better perspective. When I get the switches loaded in, it's going to have more aesthetics to it. And, of course, it's going to have its top on as well. The only thing is, though, the inlet hookup, I'm going to get a bunch of 2-wire cord. Obviously, this only needs to be 2-prong because, if you're going from battery to the igniter, electric match, and a rocket, you're using DC power. You don't want to hook up AC power and electric match. It'll just pop it. It'll pop it instead of burn it. You want lower voltage, around 12 volts, possibly around a little less than maybe even 9 to 15 amps. It causes a slow burn on the electric match, which is a metal fuse with power gen at the end of it that's electrically shorted out or shunted, and that causes the wire to superheat and burn the power gen at the tip of it, which ignites the motor in turn. That requires a DC power source. Anywhere from 9 to 12 volts, anywhere from less than 1.5 to 7, 9, even 15 amps. And that's really not that much. That's just barely enough to kind of tickle your tongue if you touched it that way. This is Valencia, and unfortunately Valencia is in heat right now. She's making cooing sounds. There was a male cat that propositioned her and said, "I'll be your boyfriend." And of course Valencia heard that. Her younger sister Paxton, that cat right there with the demon eyes and the white feet, she's a little bit too young to be in heat. But of course, Valencia, this is like about the 3rd or 4th time she's behaved like this. Cats make a different, female cats that aren't fixed, I should get them fixed, they make a different noise when they're in heat. And to me, it's both irritating and it stresses me out because I know if she gets outside, she's going to disappear for a couple days. And she's going to come back, and 2 months later, I'm going to have about 6 new kittens on my hand. And 2 is enough. Anyway, so it's really the Valencia and Paxton show. Say hi, Valencia. Come on. There you go. Say, look at the camera. No, Valencia. There are no boyfriends here for you. Look at that. She sure is a pretty girl, though. There you go. That is a female cat in heat. Sorry, folks. I have to be graphic about these things. Hey, kitty. Say hi. Say hi, Valencia. Valencia is a very cute little cat. She actually crawled under the covers with me last night, laid up next to my side. Valencia is a little bit more standoffish and ladylike and independent. She's a really, really intelligent animal. We're not as close as I'd like us to be. Sound like I'm talking about my daughters. Well, these cats are my daughters. Anyway, so that's that. We are at the 13-minute and 22-second mark. It is already 5 p.m. I've got to hightail it to Harbor Freight to return some stuff and buy some stuff. And then I've got to go to Home Depot, and I've got to scratch around and look for a 10-foot section of Schedule 80 PVC 4-inch diameter because I'm going to use that to make my level 2 project, which I've been inspired by a nice young lady. She couldn't be older than I've been working on rockets for, which is 23 years. And I'm sure she's younger than that, but she's a real smart gal. I don't know her name. She looks like she has a guy who's interested in her, but anyway, I'm not propositioning anybody either. But, anyway, boys and girls. Anyway, so that's that. Let me go ahead and conclude by saying you have got to love what you do and do what you love. That way you'll never work a day in your life. That's advice you can take with you to the grave. I will end up working myself to death. That may end up happening sooner than later for me, in my case. Jason Wampler, this has been another episode of The Rocket Minute, an exciting episode. This is my room. I also work in the kitchen too, in my little 1-bedroom apartment in Fullerton. These are, like I said, this is one project that I finished. I got a test. That's another project, a 5-channel launch control unit that I'm starting. And just one other thing, I have 30 units in Art Institute, which closed down on the West Coast. As an industrial design engineer, attempting to get my bachelor's in industrial design engineering. And it's a long, sad story. I think Art Institute was managed incorrectly. They were more interested in money than they were education. Anyway, so this is a 5-channel launcher. So, but I want to concentrate on giving it some appeal and some aesthetics. And like I said, I'm going to be done with it cosmetically. I'm going to be listing it tonight on OfferUp along with my portable AC inverter, AC to DC or DC to AC inverter tonight on OfferUp. I said $50. I might test the waters and list it for more than that. And then if it doesn't sell in a week, keep lowering the price every week until it does sell. This inverter, like I said, it's handy dandy. It runs off your vehicle's car battery. Keep the engine running while you're using it. It's 750 watts. And I got to tell you, folks, 750 watts is about all you need to run the largest hand tool you can get your paws on. The larger tabletop stuff that draws maybe like 15 amps, maybe it's like 120 volts, like a tabletop grinder or a spindle sander or a phase sanding wheel or a rip saw, you're going to want around 1200 amps. Not 1200 amps, you need 1200 watt output on your inverter. You go up to 2000 watt inverters if you run things like air compressors, vacuum cleaners, portable vacuum cleaners, and such and so forth. But, for just a little hand tools like the drill, even a belt sander, let me walk out and show you what I'm working on out here, if it even is out here. Well, I'm just working on, sanitation or sanitary conditions. This is Hyper Tough. This is a block sander, finish sander from Walmart, which is the place another place I'm going to. I'm going to Harbor Freight, Walmart, and Home Depot. This is a Chicago electric 3/4 inch grinder. This 3/4 inch grinder myself will go way back. This is a Ryobi belt sander. Funny story on this. I bought this from Beach Pawn on Beach Boulevard in Huntington Beach. They mostly sell musical instruments. But I'm thinking if I'm going to get more hand tools, I do need a really, really cheap stick soldering, which you can get those for like $5 or $6 at Harbor Freight. I think I'm going to get that one today. But what I need is I do need a heat gun to speed up the curing process for cyanoacrylate, which is what I work with. Instead of buying accelerator, which it causes a chemical reaction. It's like a catalyst. It works so quick on CA, it actually destroys or discolors the material that you're using the glue on to bond. But this is Walmart, Harbor Freight, Pawn Shop, Beach Pawn on Beach Boulevard. They sell musical instruments upstairs, so they have a lot of really interesting, neat tools. They're a little on the pricey side. There's another pawn shop, same side of Beach Boulevard, just a couple doors up. I go there every once in a while too. But the place that I like the most is also the most expensive. The thing is about when I buy tools from a pawn shop, no refunds. You can't take it back. I kind of like to do that because I have a bad habit. When money gets lean at the end of the month, I tend to take things back. I get my money back for it, keep the money going. Okay, so I'm going to upload this video. I want you to hit the like and subscribe button. I want any and all comments, unfiltered, unedited. You don't need to worry about what you do say. I want to hear everything and anything you have to say with regards to my efforts to build rockets, launch controllers. These are my tools. I'm going to move them back to my car, but that's a long story as well. Funny this, I got my hands on some Mylar, and I'm looking at this stuff right now. Hold on. And this is really, really good plastic. This is the type of plastic you want to use for your fins and bulkheads for subsonic rockets that are not going to exceed 754 miles an hour at 10,000 feet. You want to use G10. You want to use 1/4 to 3/16 inch thick G10, American-made G10 for fins and bulkheads. And you want to epoxy them in place and really take your time building a transonic rocket. I'm working on my level 2 rocket, which I'm going to go for my level 2 certification sometime in the distant future. It's probably going to end up taking me to Southern California, northern part of San Diego. But I have to look up Diego Area Rocket Team because that is where I got my level 1 certification. I want to get my level 2 certification there as well. I have to renew my membership with AAA. So anyway, so I promise these videos are getting more and more entertaining. I'm going to set up a studio. I'm going to set up my phone on a stand where you can actually see what I'm doing. I was thinking about buying a GoPro, but the honest to goodness truth is I can think of all sorts of things to buy right now. And I've been asking myself the question, do I really need this, or am I going to have buyer's remorse, a couple of days after I purchased something for $150 that I'm maybe only going to use once or twice a month. So I'm finding ways to do things with less and really make my money stretch. I am not a wealthy individual. However, like I said, if you hit the like and subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. I want to attract some sponsors. I want to monetize the site. It's going to be another income stream for me. In addition to the tools, rockets and rocket launch and ground support equipment for rockets that I sell on my OfferUp site. I also do lists and attempt to sell things on Craigslist. However, as of yet, I've never had any luck selling anything on Craigslist. I'm dialing into my market on OfferUp. That's interesting how it works. With OfferUp, with online internet sales, you have to constantly refresh and update all your listings and the pictures, because if people finally see your posting, what you're listing to sell, but they see the listing is 8 weeks old, they're not even going to bother to inquire about it, because they're going to assume that after 4 weeks, the item is already sold and the person simply forgot to take the picture down. So I kind of learning that. I'm learning my market. I'm learning what items sell and how much they sell for. And I'm dialing in the particular type of individual that always calls me, comes over, and just hands me cash and carry. And I hand them the refurbished tool, refurbished component, the shop tool or whatever. And it's all cleaned up and white zip tied, wrapped up, brand new cord, new sandpaper, and things been polished, cleaned, and sanded up, and they hand me cash. I love deals like that, and I deal mostly only in cash unless I'm paying a bill that can only be paid online, and I pay that through my Lily account or my Cash App account. Anyway, I don't need to tell you every detail of my life. Now we are at the 23-minute mark. But I really do have to go. I have to get to Harbor Freight. I keep saying that. This has been another episode of the Rocket Minute with Jason Wampler. We talked about Paxton and Valencia, or Valencia and Paxton a little bit. And hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Please, please, please post comments. Post as many comments as you want. Talk as much as you want. Make the comment as long as you want. Criticism, praise. I feed off of the information and input from other people, okay? Good, better, worse, negative, or positive. All right? Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, wait a minute. Okay. There's Paxton again. Uh-oh. Say bye, Paxton. Say goodbye, Paxton. Paxton, say goodbye.